Welcome to the Real for Life podcast with Jesse and Joe. Joe, happy
Jesse.
birthday. Happy birthday, bro.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Little guy Joe over here turned 48? 42?
You're
42.
still older than me.
By like 6 months.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because you and your brother are the same age.
Oh, dude, it's hilarious. Like we're 11 months apart, which I won't get into the ethics of parents doing it with 2-month-old child, but where do you find the time, you know?
Right.
But yeah, it doesn't matter. Like he's always been a foot taller than me and way better at sports, so he might as well be 2 years older than me.
Yeah, it's
or 4.
Polar opposite of you in every shape and form.
Yeah, he's talented and good looking, and I'm me. So, as you all know, the way this show works is rather than calling each other every day, we just kind of write shit down and we bring it up after 2 weeks. And I got a short list, even though I just got back from a week in Hawaii, which plenty of things happened there. I'm just going to read the list and we'll jump in. You want to start with your list? How many subjects you got?
1.
Okay, what is it? Just the title.
As per usual, it's an
Definitely
argument with the wife.
Oh, I thought it's definitely going to be about penis.
Oh, no.
No.
I try to get off the dick a little bit. Unintended. So the note reads.
Oh, hold on. Don't get into it. I'll read my subjects and then you can. So I got Aussie jet ski. Wedding DJs are important. Get an iPhone like a fucking adult. #Joe. May the 4th be with you. Stickman Patriots. Wife presentation doesn't matter. And Netflix and Adam Sandler.
Okay. Presentation doesn't matter.
You want to start there?
Yeah.
Oh boy. I hope my wife's not listening. So basically this one was just a question for you. Do you give a shit how your wife dresses and looks when you guys go out?
No.
Really?
Not really. I mean, it depends, I guess, where we're going out. Is this like a date? Or are we going to fucking like, I would say Applebee's, but I haven't eaten Applebee's in like 20 years.
Applebee's is a date.
It just depends. Like sometimes she'll be like, "Oh, I'm not even gonna get dressed." Like she'll just be in her sweats. And I was like, "Cool, I don't give a fuck."
Well, I see that. Yeah. So I could see that if you're going to, you're going to drive through or you're going to the grocery store. I get it. Right.
Right.
I guess so we went out last night. Freaking amazing. Tana wore like this, like it was a Kim Kardashian dress, literally designed by Kim Kardashian. So she looked fucking amazing in it, right? And then this morning we went to church, and she comes out wearing like this parachute skirt with compression socks and a baggy sweatshirt, and I'm like, honey, you look Amish.
That's super weird.
Yeah, and I felt like a jerk for saying it, but I mean, the style right now with like teenage girls is basically like it's still this Billie Eilish bullshit where it's like a 3XL sweater or sweatshirt and then baggy jeans and shoes that make no sense, right?
Yeah, I generally saw JNCOs in public the other day. I was like, oh, that's coming back.
Yeah, but you're not pairing it with a baggy shirt and a butt cut haircut, like what would make sense,
right? You got the whole thing.
You're wearing like Adidas Sambas, which don't belong with those pants.
Yeah, you shouldn't even be able to see your shoes first.
Yeah, but listeners beware. If you want fashion advice, go to a 40-year-old white guy in the suburbs. Okay, we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, because I wear Costco shorts and a t-shirt every day.
You put some respect on Kirkland's name, okay?
Dude, I buy every color every year. They're like $13. They're great.
I mean, I wear Levi's 559s or 514s, basically the same. I've worn them forever. I've worn the same size forever. I have 2 pair of jeans. Literally all you need is a dude. And then all my shirts are pretty much exactly the same too, because if it's not broke, don't fix it.
So no,
Right.
the other night we were getting ready to go to the birthday thing, and my wife's like, I don't know what to wear, which she wears the same thing every day as well. And I was like, well, can you like wear a low cut shirt? You know, you got a nice tits. Let's work with that.
Yeah.
And she's
Yeah.
like, I don't own low cut shirts. And she doesn't. She just has regular t-shirts. And then
I'm
when it
just
all
saying,
came,
like, if you got it, like, is there a nice way to say, honey, I want other guys to be jealous of me? Maybe bring the ladies out with you.
right.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, every once in a while.
I mean, not every day. I don't want her honing it up. So, like, for example, this morning, like, I feel terrible because I was giving her crap about the way she dressed. And I don't know if that's because I'm an a-hole or I was just so happy going out with her last night. I literally took her to 2 restaurants because I was that like, you look great. And I know some people that might be at this restaurant, so let's go ahead and go there as well for dessert, right?
Gotcha. Yeah. Good
But
sell.
then this morning we're headed to church. Obviously, you're not going to wear the Kim Kardashian dress,
No.
but maybe don't look homeless. I'm I'm just, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to wear gray sweatpants, mostly because that requires certain equipment.
Yeah. I don't get
Mm.
that. But the irony of all this is women hate like showing a little bit of toe. And like it's like a
Yeah.
big concern. And every dude's like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a fine balance to be had for sure. But like I said, if you're going somewhere as a couple, like I just think depending on the occasion, but you know, you kind of try to look decent for your partner.
I mean, I do go to the gym.
Yeah. And that's
That's
totally
about
not for
it.
me. Yeah, that's not for me at all. You know, that's for her. So I really just a kind of a dumb thing to bring up. I just felt like a dirt bag because I literally like told her, honey, you look homeless. And I felt terrible about that. You look
Dude,
like
my
a
wife,
homeless Amish person.
we were at I can't even think of the name, a craft store, okay, to buy
Mhm.
arts and crafts shit. And in the
Michaels.
back, and no, it's the Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby.
And in the back, there was like sweatsuits, like
Mhm.
pants and bottoms and tops for like
Kool-Aid
$12.
outfit.
Right. She
Mhm.
bought 2 different colors and wears them. And the other day, she tried to leave the house, and I was like, Katie, you can't wear that in public. And she's like, it's just a sweatsuit. I'm like, but it was $12. That that that's as bad as wearing fucking cookie eater uh, pajama pants in public, basically. Like it's just I'm like, no. Like if you're wearing like a sweatsuit in public, it has to be an expensive one so you don't look like you're just poor.
Yeah, it has to at least be classy, like one of those that says juicy across the ass.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
class it up a little bit. Pink or whatever it is. Didn't they have those velveteen ones too? Those are fun. But those are cut different. They kind of accentuate the butt.
Yeah, no,
You
these
know?
are just like straight Hanes, the cheapest of the cheap sweat pants.
Also known as house clothes.
Right.
Right.
So how
Yeah.
was Hawaii?
Fashion's messed up. Dude, Hawaii was good. 7 days is too long to go anywhere. Especially with $18 Mai Tais. Like
Yeah.
adds up. Beer is like, you know, 12, 14 bucks a beer. It adds up. But my cousin was getting married, so we went over there and you know, luckily we didn't have to fork out too much for lodging because my aunt has one of those like Wyndham timeshare things.
Okay.
So of course, right when we're checking in, like, hey, you know, if you come to the 90-minute presentation tomorrow, we'll get you a 3-day stay somewhere. Of course, my wife went.
Oh God.
Like,
They don't let you leave.
well, she went because if my aunt went, she got like free parking, which is a whole nother subject. Like, if you're part of the fucking timeshare, there should be no additional add-ons. Like, this place nickel and dimes you everywhere they can. They charge you extra for high-speed internet. And not to mention the fact that my whole argument with my aunt was like, how is this any better than Airbnb? Well, I mean, and keep in mind, she bought this back in like the late 90s. So she's OG timeshare. But the thing about the timeshares is they already have you. It's like the military. They're not going to give you an extra school because they don't fucking have to. You belong to them. So like an Airbnb, they're going to put a nice new TV in there, a smart TV, where you can hook up to Hulu from your phone.
Right.
They're going to have a couch that doesn't feel like it's 20 years old and has questionable stains. Like, whereas a timeshare, they're like, they already have you. So unless it's fucking falling apart, there's no incentive for them to spend money on it. So anyway, I sound terrible. So we stayed at the Wyndham, and it was fine. It was like a block from the beach, which was really nice. But yeah, it's just a really long time to be out there. And Waikiki trips me out because it's super busy. One thing I noticed this time when I was there, though, you know how every time you go to Hawaii, they pretty much hate you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't want you there, which is one of the reasons I don't like going to Hawaii. Every time I've been there, they always have like flags on trucks, like keep Hawaii native and all this stuff. We'll overlook the fact that all the natives came over 300 years ago and literally killed
everybody. There's no such thing as Hawaiian, but okay.
No, there's no such thing as Hawaiian. Like everybody there, like you're descendants of, you're no better, right?
Right.
So, but anyway, I saw none of that this time. So I don't know if it was COVID completely crushing tourism there or what it was. We didn't see any of that. The highlight of the trip was the thing I thought that I would hate the most. We had a day where we didn't have anything planned. So we booked like one of those bus tours where you just hop on a bus and see like all the different sites.
Wow, you're old and white.
Oh yeah, well, we're gonna go to the shrimp stand and we're gonna go to the Dole fucking factory and we're gonna go to the North Shore, and like you get out for 20 minutes at each spot and you're basically just driving in a bus all day.
Yep.
But the tour guide, I'm pretty sure he was like late 60s, early 70s, dude named Rocky, absolutely made that trip. Filipino dude, born and raised in Hawaii. His dad was I can't remember if it was Vietnam. I think it was Vietnam vet. Might have been a World War II vet.
It would have to be World War II. If he was 70, he was a Vietnam vet.
But we're driving around the island and he's just fucking dropping knowledge bombs like crazy. Like, for instance, we roll past like the nicest neighborhood on the island, which somebody who grows up in Hawaii who had just got done telling us that he raised 3 daughters, all 11 years apart. So right now they're like 22, 33, 44. But he's like, growing up, 3 daughters and my wife and me all lived in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment because it's Hawaii and that's all you can afford. And that was actually handed down from his parents. So, retired school teacher. So we drove through the nicest neighborhood and I'm expecting, here it comes. He's just going to fucking blast these people. And it's like, these people, if you work hard enough and you want to take the risks that are involved in getting the kind of money it takes to buy these homes down here, by the way, average price about 20 mil, 100% do it. 100% do it. And if you want to pay the property taxes, I'm all for it because you have earned it. And I'm just sitting there like, damn, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he started talking about how his dad taught him at a young age to never put your hand out for something. Always put your hand up for work. And you can just tell there's a bus full of people there from Canada and Seattle, and they're all just looking at him like, And, he's talking about his dad was, obviously a veteran and never told him about any of his war experience. He moved his dad back into his house when his dad got old and sick so that he could die like in his home, which is super respectable. And then he got his DD-214 after he died and actually got to see like some of his, service accommodations and, a little bit of history of his military history, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that dude was just dropping bombs all day. We drove past this one trail. He's like, that right there, that is the nicest hiking trail on the whole island. Goes to the top. Beautiful. It's closed off to the public now. So of course everybody's like, why? And he's like, well, if you look to our right here in about 3 seconds, you'll notice a very nice house. This was recently purchased by the Obamas. And apparently Secret Service thinks that if you can hide that mountain, you've got a pretty good line of sight. So, of course, the Obamas, who, think that climate change is going to make the sea rise and basically demolish the islands, bought buy a house right on a goddamn beach, right in front of the water, because, rules for thee, but not for me. So, I can tell you the story about the Aussie jet ski.
Okay.
So, my cousin, who's awesome, is marrying a delightful girl that grew up in Australia.
Is this
She's
the cousin
Australian.
that's the golfer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Super cool dude. Saw a side of him I've never saw before. Like, he's always been like very unemotional. He's never cared about materialistic things, which is ironic because he does very well. And he's just like, yeah. There's no ups, there's no downs. He's just straight line, great golfer, like awesome dude. And yeah, like I said, saw a total different side of him this trip because he was out with his boys and, pretty emotional at the wedding and all that. So that was kind of cool to see. Like, he's definitely matured into a very nice adult. So anyway, so Aussie wife's friends, on the other hand, some of them cool. One of them showed up, and of course, we meet and we're chatting, and of course she hates me right off the bat because I'm, like, I look like a fucking Trump voter. Like, it is what it is, right? Yeah. So she's immediately like, they ask her what she does, and she's like, oh, I'm an artist, and a photographer, and basically just like, so you're unemployed. Just say you're unemployed, right? Because so then we end up seeing her the next day on the beach. She's walking down the beach. She's got her camera. Okay, that's kind of cool. We run into her, and she starts telling her how this dude was like flirting with her. And yeah, he asked me if I wanted to go for a ride on his motorcycle, and I told him no, but I was talking to him. I wasn't really interested in him. He's not my kind of guy. He was too like toxically masculine.
Oh God!
I was like, oh boy, here we go. So I was like, what do you mean by toxic masculine? She's like, well, I want a guy that like respects me as a woman, and I'm not going to do the Aussie accent, but I want a guy that respects me as a woman. And so keep in mind, so we got, self-empowered feminist chick. She's like, yeah, he was talking about, he was really into cars and he wanted them to make a racetrack here. And I told him, I was like, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to rape this land and put a racetrack here and pollute this land? And I was like, well, a lot of times they just close down the streets and make like a street circuit.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, he was really into cars, but I was like so turned off by that. So at this point of the story, I'm thinking like, she's written him off. He's done. But then he said he had a jet ski and he asked me if I want to go jet skiing. So I'm meeting up with him tomorrow. And there you have it. I don't care how much of a fucking feminist you are and how much you're like, oh, he doesn't respect me, but he's got a fucking boat. So we're good. We'll go ahead and compromise our super awesome standards for that.
That's awesome.
Man. I saw it coming a mile away.
Like Daniel Tosh, he's like, money doesn't buy you happiness, but it can get you a jet ski.
You ever seen somebody frown on a jet ski? It's literally impossible. I wonder what happened to him. He was really funny.
Made money and quit. I don't know.
I mean, that's the goal. Go out, normally. Sell out, throw down.
All right. So my one note.
Yeah, let's go to you. I'm talking too much.
It's kind of hard to explain, but I'm going to sound very toxic masculinity or whatever the fuck the word is.
We should just change the name of the podcast to that.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good name.
Our name sucks. Our name does suck.
You can't just change the name.
Hey, we're committed at this point.
Right. Anyways, so like my wife always gives me shit when I'm working on things around the house. Like, because it never goes right. That's just
Yet she keeps asking you to do it.
That's just projects around the fucking house. They never go right. Like,
Never.
so my note was, of course. Wait, let me read my note verbatim. Easy to make all the mistakes when you're doing all of the projects. And she's just like, it's always you. And I'm like, but I do all of the work. And I go, if it was easy to do, the term project manager wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Like if you just went to work and it worked, like you wouldn't need a project manager.
It reminds me of a saying I learned from a very wise man. I don't remember who he is, but it went something like, if you don't have any goals, you will never fail.
It's pretty good.
Give up hope.
That's my
Dreams are for
dreams are for
suckers.
suckers.
No, but it's the same way, like, is working on Jeeps. Like, you fix one thing, but you break two things trying to fix that one thing.
Yeah, it took me like 6 months to redo my bathroom in my other house, which I didn't realize. Once I tore into the wall, it was wet and I had to tear the whole thing out. So now when I start a project and my wife asks how long it's going to take, I go, well, it could take a week. It could take a year. I don't know.
It's still cheaper than hiring somebody.
Yeah, I'd rather break it 5 times than hire somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. Wedding DJs are important.
Yeah, ours made our wedding. If we didn't hire this guy for like $300, he did everything.
Yeah, we when we had our wedding, we had the D-baggiest DJ ever.
He was a nice guy.
Yeah, he was nice. Well, you know, Bagger Vans hat, you know.
Yeah, I remember. But what was his name?
I can't remember, dude.
It was something so douchey.
I remember I didn't tip him.
You didn't?
No, because I had it written in my contract. No journey. No journey. No fucking. Yeah, no Jesse's Girl. No, don't wanna close my eyes. What's that? Aerosmith? Yeah. None of the typical wedding songs. And I basically gave him a playlist. All he had to do was press play. Not tough.
Yeah, I paid him $100 to play Jesse's Girl just to piss you off.
Was that what that was?
Yes.
So he kind of did get a tip.
Right.
Christy did the same fucking thing and he played Journey.
And got the best picture of the wedding. Me and your wife.
It angers me that the best picture out of the thousands that were taken at my wedding is you and my wife dancing.
Yeah.
Fuck, that pisses me off. She looked really hot that day. Yeah, that was fun. Anyway, so my cousin's wedding in Hawaii, the best DJ on the island, DJ Flip. Fucking terrible. He played songs that nobody fucking knew.
Oh.
So I finally I go up to him and I'm like, dude, this is a 90s, 2000s crowd. Like, let's get some fucking T-Pain, Flo Rida, Little John, you know, some Petey Pablo, and let's get this going. And I've had a couple beers at this point, so it came out
ready to get jiggy with it.
It was a version of what I just said, okay? And he basically was just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. So
we were at this wedding and they didn't have a DJ. They like just hired their friend to play music, which is fine. But everything he played, I can't think of like specific songs, but none of them were dance songs. And there was a dance floor. So everybody's just sitting around bullshitting. Like, and then finally Katie went up and started playing music and like people started getting out and dancing. But everything he played was like just a song, like you would never dance to. I can't think of a specific example, but like you get what I'm saying.
This guy was really good at blending the songs, so he was a legit DJ.
Okay.
It's just the music sucked, and I expected more because like his wedding was at the Koala Ranch. I have no doubt in my mind they dropped at least 40 grand on this wedding. And it was a beautiful wedding. It was wonderful. But he had a DJ and he had an MC for the event. Two separate people. Yeah. Wow. The DJ had 2 fucking assistants.
Oh.
Yeah.
A little over the top.
So finally, he busts out some Little John and the East Side Boys, and everybody's on the dance floor.
Naturally.
So you think he'd continue that, right? No, not one chance.
What is that movie? Oh God.
Oh, dude, I know what you're talking about. Office? No, not Office Christmas
It's the
Party.
dude from Hot Tub Time Machine, and he's like DJing, and he's just refusing to play certain music.
And he plays like crying songs.
Yes.
Yes. Gosh, damn it! What movie is that? Easily the worst wedding DJ ever.
Yeah, and
he's
it was
using
like just totally.
on
He was
the
like,
girl.
"Oh, you guys ready to pick it up?" Nope. Boom.
Nope.
Oh, it's gonna fucking bother me.
Dead puppies. Man, that's gonna. You know what it is? One of us is gonna think of who it is sometime during this week, and we're gonna call the other one immediately. It's a race
Oh, yeah.
at this point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could just Google that dude.
That's
I
what.
forget his name. Plays wedding DJ.
That's
You're on the case.
Pornhub.
Not Pornhub. I don't think you're gonna find it on there. Although that's probably a good genre on Pornhub. Wedding DJ. Got to be on there. Everything's on there.
Oh shit. All right. First of all, dude's name is
Not Danny McBride.
Craig Robinson.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. Craig Robinson. Man, it's not Hot Tub Time Machine because he was the main actor in that.
Right. Movie.
Craig
Yeah.
Robinson, wedding DJ.
DJ Scene.
Yes.
DJ request from. Oh, The Goods.
The Goods with Dawn Reddy.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yes. That is such a good movie. Knocks
Yeah.
stewardess into smoking on the plane.
Oh yeah. You remember? You know what this is? It's a reminder of a better time.
Yep.
It's the ashtray in the seat.
Welded shut. You come from a long line of hot stewardesses. And you're wearing compression stockings.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw a little scene from Entourage,
Mm-hmm.
and just him in that fucking movie is so good. I'm like, I need to rewatch that show. That was a great show.
Dude, Jeremy Piven, like, he's basically always kind of the same erratic character,
Yeah.
but it's fucking good, man. I don't know
Yeah,
what his
but-
first movie was. The first place I remember him in is PCU. You haven't seen that? Oh my, this is okay. Every listener to the Real for Life podcast,
All six.
fucking important announcement right here. Okay. So you know how the movie Idiocracy was like 20 years ahead of its time?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just ridiculously accurate. That's what PCU is. It came out in the 90s and it was called Politically Correct University. I think it's David Spade or somebody that looks like David Spade. Goes to
94.
college. 94. Yep.
It's
And-
David Spade.
Mm-hmm. And it's a
And
college
Jeremy Piven.
campus that has gone super duper woke, and all the kids do there is protest every day. So there's a frat, but it's like it has to stay in hiding because fraternities are no longer allowed. And Jeremy Piven is in this like fraternity, or there's boys and girls in it. I don't know what the hell it is. And
Dude, I've
It-
seen the movie cover. Like, I remember the movie cover, but I've never seen this movie.
oh, you have to watch it. Everything that is going on college campuses right now is that movie. And it's got Ethan Suplee in it. And it's where
You
that
say
whole
that
line
like I
comes from,
know.
like, you never wear the shirt of the band you're going to see. And George
is
Clinton and the
true.
Funkadelics are in it. It's a great fucking movie.
Herbie
Jeremy
Hancock.
Piven still has hair in this movie. That's how old it is. I think it was his
Yeah.
first movie after I want to say the first thing he ever did was the Ellen, the TV show Ellen. Like not the talk show, the actual sitcom Ellen.
Yeah, that was awful. I don't remember that though.
It had its moments. It did have like she was the first character on TV to come out as gay. And that seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
On network television, like it was a mile marker moment. That was cool. But yeah,
I
the movie
mean, Valky was
TCU,
clearly gay.
Balky from Mepos? I don't think so.
Valky from Perfect Strangers.
Yeah, Balky from Perfect Strangers, origin country Mepos. Don't
Oh,
quiz me on Perfect Strangers. I'll fuck you up.
joke went way over my head.
No, dude, who was the other guy in that show? He was short,
And it
he was mostly
had
bald, and he had a bozo ring of curly hair.
right.
That guy was in a ton of movies, and he was a horrible looking human being. And somehow we're supposed to believe that he landed a chick in that show.
We watched Three Men and a Baby the other day. That
Nice.
movie's awful. I haven't seen it since like it came out. And
I think I just confused that with Look Who's Talking. Yeah, 3 Men and a Baby, that wouldn't work out today. They'd definitely be on a watch list.
Oh, for sure. What the fuck was I just looking up?
Jeremy Piven?
No.
Another one of my favorite movies, Gross Point Blank.
Oh, perfect. Oh, that's a fucking great movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Minnie Driver's character in Gross Point Blank is Trina.
Yeah, who the fuck is that actor? Mark Lindbaker.
That's the short bald dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was in a lot of stuff back then.
He's in a lot of stuff.
He must be I think he's probably a comedian. I mean, that was the name of the game back then. You were a comedian just long enough to land a sitcom. That was the goal.
But then Seinfeld did it, and nobody can beat that. Yeah, he's in all kinds of shit.
Yeah. I saw a clip of Seinfeld the other day. It was like a behind the scenes thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know that episode where they go to the beach and Kramer's golfing, shooting golf balls into the ocean, and
it goes in the blowhole.
Yeah, and then George is like pretending to be a marine biologist to date
right,
the chick.
And he
so the part where he finds the golf ball in the whale, they didn't have that part of the script until 2 a.m. the night before. That's when they put it together, like when they linked Kramer and George.
That's funny.
So he had 2 hours to memorize that entire speech of the sea was angry that day, my friends. And it was like a pretty long monologue. And then when you watch the show, you can see Jerry Seinfeld's face, and it's like an awe. And he's like, that had nothing to do with me acting. I was just blown the fuck away that he was able to memorize that entire thing and spit it verbatim perfectly the first take. I was just in awe. Jason Alexander.
Yeah.
I love those new memes that show what the Seinfeld characters would look like today, because they were all in their late 20s, supposedly.
Yeah.
For the show. But they weren't. Yeah. But they looked old as shit. Whereas if they were wearing today's style, like Jerry be wearing a fucking fanny pack across his chest.
Yeah.
With an Obey hat or some bullshit.
I just don't understand this fanny pack thing. You probably have one.
No, that is one trend I will not get on board with. That's a purse, bro.
It's wearing a fucking purse.
You're wearing a fucking purse. I don't care how
the only
cool you're
way
trying to make
you can wear a purse as a man is if your fucking laptop is in it.
Yeah, and it goes on your back.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So I don't know why Netflix keeps giving Adam Sandler so much fucking money. He's got like 20 movies on Netflix, and I would say he's about 1 for 6 on his movies on there, and they just keep giving him money.
Yeah.
So I've ran out of stuff to watch, so I've been like watching them on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched one last night. It was with Kevin James, who I like Kevin James, and he's like an author that it's all about like some Tom Clancy type of shit, like some super badass CIA guy. And then his agent accidentally releases his book under the self-autobiography instead of fiction. So he gets kidnapped because they actually think he's this like CIA guy. And he's supposed to go kill a president in Venezuela. It's this whole thing.
It
It was
sounds like
fucking terrible.
10 of his other movies.
It was terrible. It was horrible, but it's one of those that's just good enough where you can't justify not finishing it.
Yeah, I don't care how bad a movie is. I'm going to finish it, except for the
Yeah.
other movies we spot.
Yeah. So I
Whatever
finished
that
it.
fucking movie was.
And then I've got 15 minutes left on one that I'm watching right now with Adam Sandler and David Spade. And they're a good team. And it's called The Do-Over. And like basically Adam Sandler sees his old buddy David Spade at a high school reunion. David Spade hates his fucking life. So he fakes their death so that they can start over. And hilarity ensues. And it's pretty fucking good. It's good. And then I finally got to watch that Anybody But You with Sydney Sweeney.
I don't know who the fuck Sydney Sweeney is.
Sydney Sweeney is, I'll say it even more than me, the best thing to ever come out of Spokane.
Oh, is she from Spokane?
She's from Spokane and she's literally the hottest girl on earth right now.
I see a bunch of posts and I'm just like, I don't know who this human is.
Another reason she's awesome, not only is she a fucking smoke show, she loves doing sex scenes apparently. So you get some good side boob. And the guy that's against her in this one is something Powell. This new guy, I don't know his last name. The guy that plays Hangman in Maverick, Top Gun Maverick.
Yep.
Super good looking guy, right?
Right.
He's I'm calling it now. He's the next big thing. That guy's awesome.
For sure.
He doesn't miss. He doesn't miss.
Yeah, she's in a bunch of shit I've never seen.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I don't care. But but she's out there and she's doing it. I respect that.
And then so I looked up movies. So my next thing I look up is Sydney Sweeney nude.
Oh yeah. Get ready, buddy. Her scene.
Why do I have to turn off blur every time?
Because it's legit. Like some of her scenes in movies, like they have to be actually doing it. But yeah, she's from Spokane and she's an absolute smoke show.
I don't know. She's all right. She definitely looks like she's from like Meade Royale.
What high school do you think she went to? I'm not going to get on the Wikipedia and find out, but my guess is South Hill.
Dude, I'm thinking Trailer Park, bro. I bet she went to like NC.
Yeah, she looks like she's Marie Presley, but way better.
Right, that's what I was. Jamie Presley.
Jamie Presley, yeah. Wow.
Sydney Sweeney High School. No, not. Ooh. That's weird. St. George's. Wait, that's like later on.
Okay. Maybe you could just look up Sydney Sweeney Spokane. Don't ruin the stream for me.
It just says Spokane.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, she's all right.
Well, anyway, that movie's worth watching. It's pretty decent. I mean, it's definitely a rom-com for sure. Like cheesy rom-com.
She's not really even from Spokane. It says North Idaho on the border of Spokane.
Oh, so she's like Valley girl. Like Otis Orchards.
Yeah, she went to St. George's School. I don't know where the fuck that is.
Probably a private school.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Oh, then she went to fucking Portland.
Did she?
Yeah.
That's what the hot Spokane people do. And then we regret it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's all I got. We went to a when we went for dessert last night, we went to the public house, the place I always tell you about.
Mm-hmm.
The two teachers that quit their job and opened a bar because
Right.
they're heroes. And they go all out on May the 4th. Like all the girls there were dressed as Princess Leia. All the dudes
Oh,
were
hence
like,
the picture. I was like
full-
so drunk when you sent me that picture. And I had no idea what you sent me the picture for.
oh, of course they had an Instagram background. They had a huge blow up Jabba the Hutt thing in front of the bar. Like it's one of their biggest parties of the year. A lot of Star Wars nerds over here.
Right. We did a fundraiser.
Yeah, I saw that. How'd that go?
Really well.
Good. Yeah. I remember seeing that and be like, that's on Joe's birthday. This must be pretty important.
It just worked out. And I'm 42 and who gives a shit?
Yeah, but you always at least want to take your birthday off.
Yeah.
Just an excuse to not have to do anything, really.
Well, there's that. And then that like we can invite all my friends and rope them into, donating money.
Yeah, which is good. It's for a good cause.
Is.
So, well, listeners, this wasn't our best effort.
And Joe's 100% sober.
That's why it sucks.
I know. Did I drink
so
much Friday and Saturday?
We're going to publish it, but you know what'll make the next episode better, Joe?
Huh.
A sponsor.
Yes.
So if you're out there, maybe sponsor us. And we do have stickers now. So if you leave a comment or reach out, we'll get you a sticker and just spread the word. I don't want to do my job anymore. I want to be a podcaster. Let's make it happen.
I feel like a lot of podcasts have already blown up by episode 7.
No. I don't think Rogan blew up till like the 200th episode. And that was back when there was only like 5 fucking podcasts. Yeah. Dude, it takes time. The hardest part is spreading the word, right? So what I'm going to start doing is when you post to your stories or when you post to Instagram, you can boost your post. So like you spend $20 and it lets you choose like the demographic of people who are going to see it. And I think I'm just going to start throwing $20-$50 at it here and there. Just so we can get
my cousin that lives in like Kentucky watched it.
Yeah.
So I mean that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like I didn't even reach out to him. He just saw that I shared it and then he's been listening.
Yeah. Well, the other hard part is like you can share it with people that go to the bar. I cannot share this with people that I work with.
Very true.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I'm 100%. I think you should be able to say whatever the hell you want, whenever the hell you want. But I also do believe that there's freedom of speech, not freedom from speech, which is why, you don't talk about where you work, what you do, all that stuff, but you should still be able to have an opinion on things. And that's what's scary to me is that people are getting fired nowadays for having an opinion that and never even mention where they work. It's like, oh, that guy can't work here because he said something that offends me.
That's your state. And it's moving here pretty rapidly.
Well,
honestly.
I mean, it's yeah. The first there's 2 dominoes that keep America America. The First Amendment and the Second Amendment. And they're always trying to take the Second Amendment. It's only a matter of time. And the freedom of speech thing is getting dangerously close to being completely gone.
I was trying to come up with something really racist right there to say, but I couldn't remember the amendment. Is it the 16th?
The June 19th. Are you talking about Juneteenth?
No, never mind. Oh. I'll text you.
Oh boy. All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening to the Real for Life podcast. There will be more. They will be better. Joe, next week or 2 weeks from now, maybe have a little soda or 2 before the show.
Well, again, birthday weekend. It was a rough weekend.
Yeah. No, all good. I don't care if the podcast sucks ass. I just like being able to actually talk to you for a while every couple of weeks.
That's nice.
Yeah, and this gives me an excuse to do that. So, all right.
All right. Well, until next time.
Oh, I can't stop the recording because my mouse battery broke. All right, I'm stopping the recording. See you, everybody.
Later.